Hi, this is Johnny. We're gonna test something, and I realized some of the ROM that was originally came from Batocera, Batocera image, and some of those will not work on the Mystery Encoder because they are using two main. One it was 139, one is a 78. So you have to download the correct ROM, otherwise it will not work. So the one I gave you, the Centipede, will not work, but I went and copied the correct version in here and it worked. And why am I testing Centipede is because I want to test all this. Alright, I have a spinner, a trackball from Glenn's and Glenn's spinner. And remember the other one, let me see if I could move this. My system is so tight. I have the other joystick. I have tested the network and the video card that go out to the different monitor. It do not work. So just quickly just show you this will not work. It worked for my laptop, but it does not work here. When I plug the network in and directly to the TV, nothing show up on TV, and when I go to the setting, it won't set up nothing. So this idea did not work, and I also converted into, I just received this today, and it actually converted the C to USB, and everything else worked. All the controller worked, but this would not work. So I plugged another hub here and the SD card here, and it worked, but it just doesn't work with the network card. So just FYI, if those of you who's interested in trying that, you will have problem. And now I'm just going to go ahead and it's going to be hard to record this, but I'm going to go ahead and record it and show you that I'm using my spinner, my trackball, and playing Centipede. Okay, so let me go ahead and press, let me go ahead and start here and select B, and this is all configured. So one idea came in my mind is that oh, by the way, it recognizes all four controllers. So the next thing will be is to test a 4-player game, see if it actually work. You know, because in the past it only worked with the Ninja Turtle only worked with one game. Now one thing I need to figure out is how come it won't display the full screen, because as you can see the thing that's shooting, the Centipede shooting, this is a vertical game, and so it's not showing the full half of the screen is getting cut off at the bottom. So let me go ahead and start it and show you that it does work with the spinner. So that's the good news. It works with the spinner. I need to test I need to test the spinner, but I'm going to test the trackball. I always get their name confused, messed up. Trackball with the ball and spinner. Okay, so we're going to test the Centipede with trackball. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and press the button. I'm going to go ahead and start it, and then we're going to zoom in the screen. So I'm going to press insert coin. One button, insert coin. So you can see the credit is going up to 3, 4. I know the screen is small to see. I'm going to zoom back into it and start the game. Okay, now let's show you that I'm moving the trackball. I have to move up, and then here's my moving, and then let's zoom into the game, and I'm going to push the button. Yes, as I go down, I cannot see the spider or the stuff, so I get killed whenever he goes down the screen, because I don't know where he's coming up or when he's coming up for me. So that's pretty cool. So the trackball does work, but you have to download the version Mame 0. We will look at it in the computer which one to download. Alright, so zoom back out. So the trackball work in glance, and we're gonna go find templates, and we're gonna try the templates. Okay, we found the template and templates, and we are going to insert the coin, and let me insert my coin. Player 1, insert coin. Okay, so the same problem. The stub is a little bit cut off at the bottom, so you can't really see it. And I'm gonna press the start button. All right, and let's see if a spinner works. Spinner do not work, but the trackball does work. I wonder, did I? Whoa. I think the trackball is too sensitive, because it sounds funny, and the trackball is not moving. Now the trackball is moving, but the spinner does not work. But it's running very slow. So as you can see, I'm using the trackball to do the spinning. See, as you can see, I'm using the trackball, but the spinner, for some reason, I don't know why it's not working. Okay, I got the spinner working, and it spin pretty well. It turned out that I have to use port number 1 to get this one to work. If I use the other port, it doesn't work. Don't tell me the game's over. The gameplay is good, but the sound is weird. Okay, so let's just try again. I'm gonna press insert coin and start the game. Okay, so as you can see, it's moving very well. So I just spin it one time, and you could hear it keep on moving. See that? So the spinner is doing great, but the sound is kind of, it sound like it's lacking. But the graphic, it looks beautiful. It looks prettier than the funk table that you see on the ground. So this emulator is displaying it very well. Let me see if the trackball still works. I just killed myself. I just moved the trackball. Okay, so your spinner have to be on port. Let me bring it down. And let me move it down. Okay, right here. Now you also have to buy this. I'm not sure what it called. Universal adapter. Your spinner need to be on port 1. Okay, and there is a PC 1 right there, so it had to be port 1. Your trackball had to be on the second one, then it will work. Okay, so spinner, trackball with the ball. Okay, trackball with the ball. This one need to be second, and the spinner need to be first, and then both would work. Okay, so let's go back up. That is so cool. So we just need to add a spinner trackball to this table. Forget about 2-player, make it to a 1-player. So now I'm going to try a different emulator, even though I know this is the correct one, because there's 2 of them. So let's try a different one and see if but the way it moved very smooth on this the trackball on this system. It moved very smooth. I just barely touch it and it is doing great. I wish I could record my hand and also the game at the same time. See, I barely move this and it's just great. But the sound is off, so let's try a different one. Let's press star and select. I'm doing good on this game so far. Alright, so we get out of the game, and there's an option that you could pick to choose the second emulator. Let's see if the other emulator work as well with this one. I know that the ROM that I download is not made for this one. Now I didn't have any picture because it didn't have a template. The image I found that I gave you, it doesn't have templates. So I download this one, and I also download this the other one called the 2. But let's see if we could. I think it's player 1. Okay. No, it's not player 1. So let's press select. I think you press Y, it added to a flavor, but I don't know how many times I press it. Let me see. Yeah, Y is supposed to be alright, I'm gonna press the insert coin. Okay, and I'm going to the option. Now this version is not the latest version. Is again, I think it's an older version, because I saw in other video and they have 2 options. This one only have 1 option, doesn't have they only have system option. I don't see a game option. So alright, press the 1 button, go back, insert. Okay, so we're going to advanced system, press B, and in emulator we're going to choose, this is the one it's supposed to play. See, I don't know which one did it automatically pick. If it picked this one, it might have an issue. Let's try this one, because that's the ROM that I actually download for it. So let's go back and let's try again. Okay, so let's see if the sound will be any better, and then we could try the other one as well. Now I realized that the more game that put on the SD card, it seems like it's slower to the game tend to load slower. So I insert the coin. Now this one, even though it's a vertical game, the bottom is cut off, but it's no big deal because you don't have anything in the I think this one just played just fine. No, I don't think this one have any issue with the screen. Alright, so I'm going to use the spinner. Spinner so far so good. And I'm going to press B. It's still, I think it's still the same. The sound is off, but the spinner and the trackball, I mean the spinner is still working great. Alright, let's try a second one, see if there's any difference. It might not even load if I choose the different emulator, but let's try it. Let's demonstrate it for test purpose. Okay, so we're going to press insert button. We're going to go to advanced settings, system option, sorry. And we're going to see, right now it automatically select what we were using a while ago. So we're gonna choose a different one by pressing B. And let's choose that one. Let's see what happened to it. I have a feeling that it probably will not load. So I just press B to start the game. And let's see what happened. Yeah, because, oh, it did load. Alright, so that's pretty cool. Okay, let's press insert coin and star and B. The button shooting is different. I don't hear any diff. It sounds to me a little bit. It sounds worse than the first time, and it feel like it's a little bit feel like it's slower than the first time. Now I transferred this one from my other arcade that I built, and I have all the arcade 1-up games in here, but I don't know if they all the same emulator. Okay, so this one sounds worse than the one we just picked. I feel like it sounds worse. Okay, so let's try the other one, the one next to it, see if it any better. The template tube. So let's try this one. And let's press Y, see if it saves it as favorite. And let's try this one. Now I'm going to press the select button again. I want to see when you do that, does it change all? Oh my goodness, it does change every one of the emulator to be this one. So that means every time you go, I mean, you don't have to keep on changing it, but it seemed like that when you change it for one game, it changes it to all the game. So you have to be careful with this. So I mean, it's okay to do auto, I believe, but let's try this one. Seems like, because yeah, let's try auto, because I hope the machine is smart enough to know which one to pick. Alright, so we're gonna go back. So I'm gonna look up and tell you which when we go to the computer, we're gonna look up, see which two that we need to download so it will work here. Alright, because it has to be the correct ROM version in order for it to work for the Mame. For other home console is not as bad, but because Mame have like Mame 2000, 2003, 2003 plus, and then what's the other one? 2010, 2016, and so all those require different Mame. If you use the wrong one, it's not going to work. All right, let's try this one with the spinner. Press B. Yeah, the sound's the same, but this one seems to be bigger and you can't see the whole screen. So if you're down here, there's a chance you could get killed if there's a bullet coming up toward you. Alright, so this video mainly is talking about the spinner and trackball. So if they both do work, you just have to plug in port 1 for spinner and then port 2 for trackball. But the graphic is cool. It looks very pretty. It's just the sound is off. The sound is off. But the graphic is very it's not pixelized. It's very straight line and color is very dark. So it's great. Alright, let's get out this. And now I'm curious is, will the Ninja Turtle play 4-player? Remember this port we were saying that the game that came with this system, it didn't play 4-player. So we're going to see if we could test that out. Okay, so we're going to test the 4-player for the Ninja Turtle. And what I did is I configured this one as a select button, because the other two controller is going to be the start button. So there's no need to have a start button here as long as you have a select, because if you don't have a select, you don't have an insert like the player person, you won't able to start the game. So I'm gonna go ahead and press the other controller. Ooh, the wrong one. Press the select. No, not select, B. Alright, so B to start the game. And so I went and configured this as a select, meaning the insert horn, insert, instead of start. Those buttons sometimes confuse me as well. Okay, so now we're going to load a ROM test, and then we're going to try to see if we get all 4-player working with the USB, because last time we couldn't do that with the original ROM. All right, so I'm gonna press okay, select. I'm going to press, let me see. Oh, this is a 4-player game, so you cannot, this is the first player, so it does not allow you to select different one. So this is the second player. So this is the arcade version. You have to have 4-player in order to play the 4 game. So let's play this one. All right. So we got all 4-player, which is cool. And then now we just need to start the game. All right.
This is April reporting.
Hey, Klein! Bring that statue back, you bloated beanbag!
It sounds a little bit lacking. Do you guys feel that way? I think so. So it's first player, second player, third player, and fourth player. So to answer the question, can this hack play 4-player? Yes, you can. You have 4-player. So all the buttons now is going to work here. The graphic, everything is good. The only thing I noticed is the sound. The sound have a lag. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. Well, that's pretty much it. My demonstration. All right. Hopefully this helped you guys answer some of the questions you guys have. And let's get out of this game. Okay, we're in an SD card, and the image that I gave you was I'll go to the user directory and I went to the ROMs and I copied the ROM in here. Okay, and then from there I gave you a theme, which is those three theme. Now, since the RK1UP, their machine is not very fast, I don't recommend changing them. Just keep it the default, which is the ES emulator, the basic. Okay. Now, the ROM that I gave you, what you do is you have to download those two versions in May. That's all it included. So you will have, I have a cheat note here, and it tell me which one is which because I can't remember which one is which. So the 78.78 is going to be May 2003. So when you download it, you have to make sure that you are downloading 0.78, which is May 2003, or this one, okay, 2010. 0.139 is 2010. Now the 2010 will also work with some of the Neo Geo game. So if you have a Neo Geo game that is 139, it will work. Not all of them, but majority of them. Now the final burnout, this one is actually a 2016. So some of the game for Neo Geo will work with this one and this one. Majority is this two. Now for Capcom, it is different. It could use the 2003 and 2000. So it could also use those. So those are the version that you will need to download. So it would be 139, and which is May 2010, and then the May 2003. Now, how do you tell? Let me give you a quick example. So if we was to download templates and we are looking for templates one, what I normally like to use is called WOWROMS. Wild ROMs. Wild ROMs will tell you exactly what version you have. Okay, so that's kind of neat. So if you know this is the version here, this is the one you want to download, and so it actually tell you what version you need. So if you have any particular game that do not work, and you know it do not work, like Centipede, it didn't work, I just have to download this. And once you download it, you just click on it. The first thing it's going to ask you is, sometimes I have a pop-up screen. Just click close, okay, and it will tell you also what year, and all that stuff, shooting, gallery, and then you just click download. See this thing pop up, just click close. Okay, it will wait about 5 seconds. If it doesn't automatic download for you, you could click this link and will download for you. So we're just gonna wait. See, automatic save will save it to you. So you just go to user directory and go to ROMs, and then you just pick May. That's the game, May, and then just don't put it inside the folder. Just scroll all the way down to the bottom right here, and then click save. He's gonna ask you, do you want to replace it? You say, yeah, replace it, please. Okay. And if you missing artwork or video, you will have to search for it and to get the stuff. And the best way is just to go to, like, for example, the best way to do is just to now, since Nintendo DS do not work, let me just show you guys example. I'll put those two on the video at the bottom so you guys will remember. But since I have Nintendo DS here and it do not show up, so apparently it probably do not play well at all, so they remove it. Okay. Then I also tested the Naomi, which is a Sega version, and that do not work. So you could go ahead and delete that and also delete this one. because the Nintendo DS is there. I have 89 gaming here, and it doesn't show up. I have box art, I have video, and it's there. And I also have what you call it, game list type, because you need that in order to play it. So it's all there, but it doesn't load up. So I assume that it does not have the Neo Geo emulator. So just FYI. So if you want to save space, you could delete that. Right now total is 54 gig. You could delete this one, and that is roughly how many gig? It's 2.2 gigabyte. So you could save 2 gig. And this one, Naomi, is actually 1 gig. So you could save 3 gig by just deleting those two. And since it doesn't work, you could just delete those. If you want to keep the folder, just go in here and then say select all. Since it doesn't work for me, I'm just going to delete it. It's just waste of space. I went and copied the bio into here, and it doesn't do nothing. It just go open and then shut off. So I'm deleting Naomi, and I'm also deleting the Nintendo DS, which is sad because I really wanted to work. So let's just delete that. Okay. So if you have any game, any box art is missing, you could go ahead and do that. Now, I do not know which one is using. Maybe it's collecting all three, but apparently I don't know if you need to delete those. But if you have something you want to add it to it, like now TurboGrafx CD does work well, so you could add more TurboGrafx CD in here, and then you have to edit the game list. So all right, so that's pretty much it. Hopefully that this video will help you guys answer the question like, would it work with 4-player? Can I play 4-player? And I just demonstrated that you could, and you could remap your button so that it will work. And then the trackball does work, and the spinner does work. So that's nice. That's a good things, a good information that is nice. I like the spinner and the trackball added to my machine. Now the thing is adding an extra button. Now one of the video I show you, I do have that keyboard mapping. So we might have to play with the hardware and see if we could find 2 more button on that PC board on the Ninja Turtle, the 3 button, and see if we could find an extra button that we could have as a star button. And then if we could get that to work, then we would be good, with the 2-player game, just adding 2 star button, and that would make it great. Then you don't have to modify the controller. The way I look at it is that you have USB, and the USB work good, and you could add 2-player. So if you get a 4-hub, 4-port, 6-port, you could actually plug in a 2-player. Well, actually, you just unplug the one is stock button, the USB, and just use the hub USB, and then you could just use those. And the machine actually recognizes the USB port for the controller. So if you play the stock game, it will still work, and then you could play. So I would recommend just disable the 2 game controller, and then just use the USB for both stock and hack controller, and that should make it work. So I might do that during the weekend when I have more time off from work, and I will try that. And I will once I get that successful working, I will show you how I did it, so you guys will able to do that on your own system. So stay tuned, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and that will help my channel. And I thank you for watching, and y'all be safe. Talk to you later. Bye bye.